All right, beautiful people. So we got a new look at the Blood of Dawnwalker. If you don't know, it is a dark fantasy open world RPG made by some previous people that worked for CD Projekt Red that now have a studio called Rebel Wolves. And I am absolutely stoked for this game. A little weary, but very stoked. And as you can see already, there's so much going on. There's so much stuff to look at. So I just wanted to look at this part 3 they just released of some gameplay overview. So as you can see, these are vampiric powers. There is a difference between the powers at night and during the day. And now you have this almost like Assassin's Creed like overview thing. That's just really cool. It's a cool way to see a map always. I always love something like this. That's the thing about this game is it has so much DNA of The Witcher 3 because a lot of the people that worked on The Witcher 3 are working on this game, of course. But it has a lot of almost mod podge things from other games. I'm going to hop around this video. I'm not going to look at all 13 minutes of it with you, but this map is one of the first things I wanted to shout out. Artistically, this map is awesome. And something about it that I really like is when you're in a game like this, a big open world RPG game, you got to look at the map a lot, right? You're constantly opening it and you're like, where is this side quest? Do I have a new point of interest? Where do I need to go, right? Looking at that map, when we rewind and take a look at it again, I think artistically it's awesome. It's easy to look at. It's very clear what's going on here in terms of the landscape and stuff, which I just spent 90 hours in The Witcher 3, played through it again. Absolutely love that game. One of my all-time favorite games. The map is kind of not favorite points of the game, spending 90 hours in it, just opening that map over and over again. It's not the worst or anything, but seeing this map, I was like, okay, something that isn't, I feel like, taken into consideration enough is in a big open world, how often are you looking at this map, right? And that just, I wanted to touch on that because I saw it and I was like, whoa, this is cool. And then this next part, another thing that's awesome, I will say, this game is very much so catering to me. If you don't know me, I love dark fantasy, medieval stuff, and on top of that, vampires, werewolves, all that. Love it. Love the mythology of those things. So this part right here, I got really excited about when I first saw it.
In the game, we can unlock a perk that allows us to transform into a wolf and move faster.
Look at that. Come on.
It's quicker
I
and
mean,
more agile.
that's so sick. I love that. I don't know what it is about that that's so cool, but to run around faster as a wolf. I mean, I think it's a power only available at night. Still awesome. And yeah, they just started doing the side quest, a random interaction, saving, very classic RPG Witcher thing. Somebody's in distress. You show up, you can hear them talking, and you mess these guys up. Combat, they responded to combat from a previous gameplay overview and changed up some stuff. You no longer have to go into a wheel to access things, and I'm gonna say it looks very much so outside of the directional response for defense, like for your guard. If you saw, I'll rewind and show you that right there. You gotta make sure your guard is in the right direction, very like For Honor kind of style almost. I'm interested in that. The combat still looks like a Witcher game type of combat in the way it looks like it feels. Obviously haven't played it, cannot say myself, but it looks cool. It looks, it's the type of thing that doesn't look amazing, but it feels good. And there's another part I want to show of combat that I think is cool. He's doing some vampire stuff. There's a lot of that. Again, I'm not going to go over this whole video, but I would watch this video on your own if you are interested in this game. But I'm gonna skip ahead here to something I wanted to show. All right, so they get into the menu here, and you see the inventory looks very Witcher, very similar. Everything about it, very, very similar. But then we get into the skill tree in this next part, and this I find very interesting. There's two aspects of this game, right? You're on a timer. You're on a timer. You have 30 day and night cycles to do what you need to do. There's an aspect of the plot that is something's going to happen in 30 days, right? So that combined with this, I'm very interested in this. You got 3 different skill tree like perk categories: vampirism, sword mastery, and witchcraft. Witchcraft they talk about a lot in this video. Again, I would watch this video. So vampirism, there's some stuff at night you can do. There's some stuff during the day you can do. Do you put all your eggs in vampirism and then you're just this crazy vampire? Like, if you really like the vampire stuff, can you just put all your eggs in that basket? Does it make sense to be balanced between all three? Can you just be like, I don't care about the witchcraft? I'm very intrigued by this. I think you might be able to do some cool stuff, and I want to see how people end up fleshing this out. I want to get my hands on this, of course, and really dive into this and see, like, I'm curious, if somebody doesn't like the vampire stuff, can they just put all of their points into sword mastery? That I'm very interested. If you don't like vampire stuff, maybe this isn't the game for you, but whatever. Okay, in this next part,
As we acquire new perks, the night comes to an end, the sun rises, and a new day begins, along with a new edict. Edicts are tied to the infamous
This part.
system we mentioned earlier.
So these are the big bosses of the vampire, like, council boss people that you're up against. Essentially, you got to do stuff to raise your anger level with one of these guys to unlock, I guess, quests and get their attention. Essentially, it really reminds me of Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Obviously different because you just have kind of random generals and stuff, and then you kill them and then they come back, or you take out one and it changes the ranks. It doesn't seem to be like random and shifting, but still kind of the same idea. Like, okay, I want to get to this guy, let me do all this stuff and get to this guy. And this, again, combined with the limited time of the game, I think is pretty interesting because, again, I just put so much time into Witcher 3. Halfway through my gameplay, my most recent gameplay, it was the first time this happened, but I really was like, why do I care about the Witcher contracts? I have enough points, I have enough money, I got everything I want. I'm not gonna do the Witcher contracts. I'm gonna just keep on working through the story. I really wanted to play through everything because of the, supposed Witcher 3 DLC we're gonna get this year. I wanted to play through it so that I was fresh on it. But to see that there's incentive to do these things, to do these side parts, is there gonna be these, and then there's even more side parts? I'm interested, right? Are these technically the main quests? Or is this incentive to get you to do some of that other stuff? Because like I said, I just halfway through my last playthrough of The Witcher 3, I was like, I'm good. I don't need to do the contracts. Some of them I did for specific armor sets or something, but a lot of it I was like, I don't need to go fight another Spectre. I don't care anymore. That is coming from somebody that's played through it multiple times again, and kind of always was like, I'm going to role play. I'm a Witcher. I'm going to go to the board, collect the contracts, fight the monsters, do the thing. And this last time I was like, I'm gonna not do that. And I'm curious just how this fleshes out, how this gives you incentive to get to these guys. And the last thing I really wanted to look at is this combat situation where whoever's playing goes to this base, right? This is a big part of open world RPG games. There's bases with enemies, they're hiding something, they got the loot, they got the gold, they got a new armor set. This is a specific mission aligned with getting one of the vampiric bosses out and raising the anger level. So this is probably going to be something that you're doing a lot in this game. So I just thought it was cool to see what this looks like and to get a different light on the combat.
Killed.
Go back where you came from.
I don't...
Try to restore the order.
Charge is an ability shared between human and vampire forms. This enemy was weak enough to stun them with it.
There, that's what I want to see, right? Because this looks like it feels similar to the Witcher combat with this directional addition and the vampire powers. I want to see stuff like that because you could do that 5 times in a row, right? I could clear out 5 enemies and all 5 of them have the chopping head off animation, or you see they're cutting the leg off. It feels good every time. It never gets old. I love that stuff, and I think that's a really important part of how this gameplay is going to, that combat specifically is going to feel. And then here you'll see, I really liked seeing this combat because in this part,
Many opponents as possible. Then follow up with burn.
That. So
Briefly staggers the enemy
to see
and
more
applies
combat
damage
with
over
just
time.
using these abilities down here, again, just because this team, these guys worked on The Witcher 3, maybe it would be fine without it, but to not have your Witcher powers, like there's got to be something in there, right? It just feels right. The flow of being able to, okay, I'm going to use this power now. In The Witcher, it was use your sign or your Igni, your Axie or whatever. To see something like that similar in this, and it to be, of course, all vampire powers, vampire themed game. I love it. I love to see it. That really excites me.
What do we have here?
The prisoner's fate
And
is
so again, this is just a side quest to get one of the head vampires out more angry. And yeah, and it just shows some more. Again, I would watch this if you're interested at all. I am curious, like, are you interested in this game? I'm pretty stoked. I'm still a little like, okay, they're doing some new stuff. I love to see the experimentation. I love to see that this team, these people, the director worked on Witcher 3, but they're going for this dark medieval world. Not that The Witcher 3 is not, but it seems even like a tad darker, which I like. I think that's cool. I mean, look at these enemies here, the imagery that's happening. I'm curious to see how this turns out, and I want to know, are people excited for this? I'm very excited for this. On the side of caution because you just don't have the CD Project Red name behind it. You don't have the exact team behind it. So like they're trying new stuff and it excites me, but of course you have to be on the side of caution with stuff like that because you don't know how it feels. People haven't had their hands on this game, but there's a roadmap and we need that hole filled. We need the Witcher 4 hole filled because we're not going to get the Witcher 4 for a while, right? So the fact that they have a roadmap and they're releasing this gameplay, so that's exciting. And I'm excited for this game and I just want to know what people think. I just wanted to make this video real quick and go over this because I watched this and I was like, oh man, they're showing me stuff I want to see. They're speaking to me. They're speaking to Slowco and I'm excited. As you can see here, boom, we got the September 3rd release date. Exciting stuff. It's going to be a big fall for me. Fall and winter. We got Metro and we got the Stalker DLC and we got this, and it's just there's going to be a lot to do. So hang in there, hang out with me. We're going to be doing a lot. All right, that's it this time. Peace.